Do you feel like you're living in The Big Short, channeling your inner Michael Burry or Mark Baum? You know something is off. The signals are there, they're everywhere. You made your move and now you're just waiting for everyone else to wake up and let math do its thing. We are not alone. And some of the biggest players, well, they're not panicking.
Hey, I say when we sell.
They're doubling down. Right now, as the stock market faces a jaw-dropping $1.05 trillion wipeout, smart money is taking flight to the only safe haven left, Bitcoin. Over 50 publicly traded companies have now loaded Bitcoin onto their balance sheets. Retail investors might be shaking in their boots, but institutions like BlackRock, well, they're holding strong. BlackRock is not selling. The question is, why? What do they know that so many others just don't? Is Samson Mao the secret quant behind Larry Fink's strategy?
The main point is all of this is a rounding error. If you believe that Bitcoin is going to become the new base currency of the financial system and the money of the world, then it doesn't matter if it's 0.04 million per Bitcoin or if it's 0.5 million per Bitcoin.
I think it's a fair question, and Samson Mao and others have been shouting this from the rooftops. This is not just another cycle. This is the tipping point. Businesses are waking up and they're running, not walking, to add Bitcoin to their balance sheets. In fact, public companies holding Bitcoin have surged by 40% in just the past year. Strap in, because we're about to dive into River's new report breaking down why 52 companies have made Bitcoin a reserve asset of choice. Are publicly traded companies fleeing to Bitcoin as the last safe haven standing? You don't want to miss this one. Well, the stock market just took $1 trillion nosedive. That's right, $1 trillion with a T. The Dow Jones plummeted 700 points. The S&P 500 took a 2.4% hit, and tech stocks got obliterated. Nvidia alone lost 9.5%, wiping out $279 billion in market value. But here's the kicker. While Wall Street crumbled, Bitcoin's market cap held steady at $1.2 trillion. What's going on here? As retail investors and the salad fingers out there dump their holdings, guess who's buying? Whales and millionaire investors like Larry Fink and others swooping in, snatching up Bitcoin at a discount. Good job, well done. Just this past week alone, a single address bought over $136 million worth of Bitcoin over 5 days. And they're not alone. This isn't a one-off. It is a trend.
You want to bet against the housing market, and you're worried we won't pay you.
Yes, that's correct.
Just like in The Big Short, where the big players saw what was coming and placed their bets against the system, these whales are betting on the future, and they're betting big. But why are they so confident? Let's go ahead and start here. Did you catch the news from Cantor Fitzgerald? Well, they stated that Bitcoin will be regulated by the CFTC. Good luck regulating it. It's more of like a words trying to say someone has control over it, but no one does. But they're going to treat it as a financial asset, paving the way for all traditional finance companies to go headfirst into Bitcoin. Let's roll the clip.
The easiest way to get a clear view of where Bitcoin is going over the next 5 years is take a look at the last 5. The last 5, Bitcoin has been an outsider in the finance business, but coming closer. Right now, there's an ETF just starting to go a little bit mainstream, but banks still can't clear it. Banks still can't transact in it. Banks still can't custodian it, and they won't finance it yet. I think people misunderstand traditional financial service companies. They want to transact in Bitcoin, but they need the regulator to say it's okay. Right now, if a bank were to hold your Bitcoin, they would have to set aside their own money equal to that amount in sort of like in a jail. That's why they don't hold it. But if you let them hold it, if the regulatory environment was good, the traditional financial service companies, the big banks, the big brokerage companies, they're all going to go headfirst into Bitcoin, and it's coming. It's a slow, steady process. But eventually there's going to be a CFTC chair who says Bitcoin is a financial asset and we're going to treat it as such. And when that happens, you're going to see Bitcoin move in a very, very strong, positive direction. So that's why I'm a fan of Bitcoin. It's going to go much higher.
Yeah, guys, I'm sure it's probably nothing. Maybe it is, but would you just look at that? Well, 8 other ETFs offloaded over $287 million worth of Bitcoin. And that was just in the past day. BlackRock, well, they held firm. 0 corn sold. Why? Well, because Fink understands something that a lot of other people don't. There is a flight to quality happening right now, and Bitcoin is leading the charge. Fink's message is clear. Bitcoin isn't just a hedge, it's a pretty big deal.
It is a legitimate financial instrument that allows you to have maybe uncorrelated, non-correlated type of returns. I believe it is an instrument that you invest in when you're more frightened, though, when you believe that countries are debasing their currency, debasing their currency by excess deficits, and some countries are. I believe we have countries where you're frightened of your everyday existence and have an opportunity to invest in something that is outside your country's control. And so I'm a major believer that there is a role for Bitcoin in portfolios. I look at it as digital gold, as I said before, and I do believe there's a real need for everyone to look at it as the vehicle in which you're expressing your financial acumen in something that you're more frightened of the world, you're more frightened of your existence, and I believe there's a great industrial use for it.
Like Larry said, Bitcoin is bigger than any one country. It is the flight to quality, and you want to make sure you're protecting your digital gold in self-custody, not Larry's custody. Now, we have the most bullish news of the day to get to. Adoption is a booming, my friends. But before we break it down, look at our likes.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Let's keep the lights on. Help us spread the Sound Money Gospel. Like and subscribe as we take a moment to pay tribute to our sponsors, the masters of Bitcoin self-custody, the Bitcoin Way. If you're looking to learn how to Bitcoin, how to properly secure your Bitcoin, you might want to head on over to the newly revamped Bitcoin Way website where you can begin your road to Bitcoin sovereignty today. If you're looking to schedule a free 30-minute consultation, go ahead and use that link below in the show notes. All right, now the main event, the River Report, which reveals a seismic shift in how businesses are just thinking about their treasuries overall. If you don't know, River is a US-based Bitcoin technology financial services company, and what they uncovered is pretty, epically bullish. Check this out. Businesses now account for 3.3% of Bitcoin's total supply, a staggering 683,332 BTC. As of August 2024, that number represents a 587% increase since mid-2020 and a 30% surge in just the past year. Yes, just the past year alone. Now, inside the report, it also dove into why these companies are diving into Bitcoin. One, protection against inflation and risk. Just look at Apple. Its treasury lost over $15 billion in real terms over the past decade. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has shown superior returns and resilience, making it, well, an attractive option for these businesses looking to protect and grow their reserves. Now, inside the report, they also highlighted 8 companies using Bitcoin as a core part of their strategy, including firms as diverse as Real Bedford, an English football club, Tahini's, who doesn't love Tahinis, and Peony Lane Vineyards, a small natural winemaker. Now, these companies aren't just experimenting, they are committing to Bitcoin as a long-term strategic asset. The number of publicly traded companies with Bitcoin holdings grew by a staggering 40%, and River's clients, over 68% of them have never sold a single Satoshi since they were onboarded, and a massive 95% plan to increase their Bitcoin holdings in the future. Hey, but it's not just about defense, it's about offense. According to River, Bitcoin is now recognized at fair value under new accounting standards, allowing businesses to report their Bitcoin holdings accurately and without the fear of impairments, bureaucracy. This clarity, though, is paving the way for even more businesses to add Bitcoin to the balance sheet, which they are. Companies like MicroStrategy, Block One, Tether, BitMEX, Zappo alone, they hold about 559,000 Bitcoin. That's 82% of all corporate holdings, and that number is only growing. I think these companies see the writing on the wall and they're not waiting around for permission. If you're still wondering why businesses are running, not walking to Bitcoin, it's because they see what's coming. A future where holding Bitcoin is a necessity.
You sure?
Yeah, it's time to call bullshit.
Bullshit on what?
Every thing.
So where do you stand? Are you aligning with the likes of Larry Fink and Michael Saylor and the growing list of forward-thinking companies embracing sound money? Do you have Bitcoin on your balance sheet? Or are you sticking with the same old assets that continue to lose value every year? Are you saving in fiat? Time for some tough love. Tell them, Giga Chad.
We call them poor.
Hey, hope y'all enjoyed this one. More coming your way. Stay tuned. Big surprises tomorrow. Set those notifications. Share the Sound Money Gospel. Give us a bomb. And I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.